The best time for planting potatoes in Central Texas is mid-February. Now, you'll purchase seed potatoes that are certified to be disease-free online or in nursery stores. Potatoes that are sold in grocery stores are often treated so that they won't sprout. But they might, so you could try that. You can expect to harvest about 8 to 10 pounds of potatoes from 1 pound of seed potatoes. Potatoes planted in mid-February will be harvested in 3 to 4 months, with larger varieties needing more time. So be sure to plant them in an area that's not going to be needed for your early spring vegetable planting. You can follow them with heat-loving okra, black-eyed peas, and melons. Pre-sprouting or chitting potatoes means doing what we try to avoid doing with our potatoes in the kitchens. You'll put the potatoes in a single layer on shallow trays or plant flats, those work well, and place them in a sunny, warm spot. No direct sunlight. 70-degree temperature is ideal, and then the ice should begin to swell and turn green like these potatoes. This can cut your time to harvest, but skip this step if you're planting potatoes late. They'll still work without the pre-sprouting. Now, large seed potatoes can be cut up to golf ball size to extend the planting area. Just try to get at least 2 healthy eyes on each section. If you plant large potatoes in your garden, they can sometimes end up being too crowded for good production. These are about the perfect size for planting. You want to find seed potatoes that are healthy, not bruised, don't have any soft spots or mushy spots at all. If you do cut potatoes, dust the cut areas with a sulfur powder to eliminate disease or insect invasion in the cuts, and let the cut potatoes dry for several days before you plant. You'll need to plant potatoes in a rich, well-drained garden soil in a trench about 6 to 8 inches deep, and avoid high nitrogen fertilizer, as you'll get lots of leaves but no potatoes. If you have a heavy clay soil, you may want to make your trench only 4 to 6 inches deep, and place the pieces 12 to 14 inches apart. It seems like that's too far apart, but crowding can definitely reduce your yield. Cover them with a couple of inches of soil and keep the soil evenly moist. Very wet soil can encourage rotting of the tubers and disease. As they sprout and grow upward, you'll pull the soil from the sides of the trench over the potatoes. This is called hilling up. Potatoes develop from the stems of the tubers that were planted, so hilling up allows more potatoes to develop and protects the developing potatoes from sunlight. Exposure to sunlight at any time produces a bitter green substance called solanine, which can be highly toxic to ingest. So continue to add compost and soil mix to the surface of the soil, and you can use leaves, leaf mulch, grass clippings, oak pollen, anthers, and just keep piling up the soil on top of the potato bed as the plants grow to keep them moist and shaded. Now, you can spray them with seaweed or fish emulsion to keep the plants healthy. And if the plants need a nitrogen boost, sprinkle a little coffee grounds lightly around them. Use row cover to protect the plants from late freezes or hail damage. And once they've started blooming and the tops begin to decline, you can gently dig new potatoes near the surface. I like to cut the tops back several days before I harvest to allow the potatoes to begin drying. Now, gently dig them with a spading fork and handle them carefully to avoid bruising them. Avoid sunlight again, and don't wash the dirt from the potatoes. Cure them in a single layer in a dark, cool place for 10 to 14 days and examine them frequently. Now, you can grow potatoes in containers, but avoid overcrowding them. In a 15-inch pot, 2 to 3 pieces is plenty. Red LaSoda, Pontiac, Red Norland, White Kennebec, Yukon Gold, All Blue, Larot, Australian Crescent, and Yellowfin are all great potatoes to try in our area. For Backyard Basics, I'm Trisha Shirey. Thanks for watching.